traffic system, there has to be one system, yes, isn't it? In order for that law to function in that country. If there are different laws, yes, for let's say different cars or different people or different roads, then there's bound to be chaos. Yes. So let's say in a state, I don't know, in America, maybe you guys have different laws in different states. Is it?
Yeah.
Are the traffic laws different?
Yeah.
Okay.
Varying from state to state.
Yeah. So there might be slight changes, but the overall function is not to injure someone or yourself. Yes. That's the bottom line. Similarly, in the Sharia, which is a system that we follow, that God has ordained, there's also something which is a core message, like I said, which is the worship and the belief in one God. And what do I mean by worship? It just doesn't mean that you prostrate to God all day and night, that you just worship God in the sense that you go to the mosque and that's it. It means obedience to God. So that includes not to harm someone, not to kill, not to steal, not to lie, not to be bad to your neighbor, even they might be from a different religion or even not following a religion. You have to be good to your neighbor. And this all comes under the jurisdiction of what we call the Sharia, which is the law or the system of God. Now, obviously, you have certain things that you have to abide by as a command and certain things which are prohibited. Yes? And this is what I mean about something which is not subjective. So one Muslim might think that, I don't know, that he might be okay to not pray, for example. Yes? So we have 5 times prayers on a daily basis. Yes? So he might think that, okay, I don't need to pray because I'm a good person. Yes? I don't lie, I don't steal, I don't harm someone, I'm good to my family, good to my neighbors, but I don't want to pray. Will that work? No, it doesn't. Because this is something which is a command, which you have to do. Yes? Just like in your traffic system, you have to drive carefully. You need to be not intoxicated, for example. Otherwise, they can charge you with an offense, drink driving, for example. So similarly, there are do's and don'ts in every system. And this is, again, like I said, subjectivity does not work in any system. It has to be some authority telling you what are the do's and don'ts. And if you don't follow them, then there is consequences. So what do you think about afterlife now?
I mean, I get your point, and I think it's an interesting point. I don't think that really is the way that I want to live my life. But I appreciate that it works for you, and I think my stuff works for me, and that's all.
No, by the way, it's not about your life or my life. It's about the good of everyone.
Yeah.
So say, for example, there is a life after death. Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if you believe in God, because he does.
I don't know.
Are you on
some days I do, some days I don't.
Are you on the fence?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Agnostic, but not but not atheist.
Not atheist. I think it would be, yeah, anyways.
Fair enough. So let's say there is a life after death, yeah?
Yeah.
And, okay, let's start with the opposite first. Let's say there is no life after death.
Okay.
That you and I die, and that is the end of us. Yes?
Okay.
The end. So we both become dust or whatever. And regardless of what I believed or regardless of what you believed, yes, it does not matter because our life ended when we died and there was no life after that. So everything that we believed is irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we both basically end up in the same situation. Yes? Yeah, we both end up in the same situation. And there is no loss on either side. Do you agree?
There's no what?
There's no loss on either side.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you flip the coin, you flip the situation, and that there is a life after that. And you're going to see God, and God is going to question you based on your life. Did you did you go about your daily life based on the commandments that I gave you, or based on your own whims and desires? Okay? And then God is going to question you. How would you respond to God then?
I think if I never truly believed that God...
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. Like, if I never truly believed that God gave me these commandments, then why would I follow them, and why would he expect me to follow them? If God is an all-knowing, omnipotent being, then he would know how to talk to me to get me to believe in what he said, right?
Yeah, he does know how to talk to you. That's the reason I mentioned earlier that you had prophets and messengers who brought to you the message of God, which is a scripture. So as Muslims, we believe in the Quran. And in the day of information, ignorance is a choice. Yeah?
Okay.
So the fact that you haven't actually looked for it, you haven't seeked out God, then on the day of judgment, what are you going to say to God? That I didn't have time.
So here's the thing: is I did seek out God. And
Okay.
I didn't find Him, and I'm okay with that. And I think I'm happier living my life this way. And I think a God that I do believe in would be understanding of that and just
So you
work with my system.
so hold on, let me get this right. You're saying that regardless of how you lead your life, you think God is always going to be happy with you?
I think, yeah. I think if I live my life and I'm truly trying to be a good person on my own terms, then a God that I want to believe in is going to understand that. And if He doesn't understand that, I don't want Him to be my God.
Okay, in that case, like I said, we talked about subjectivity earlier.
Yeah.
So you're leading your life based on your own whims and desires rather than what God commanded. But in the code of God, that is not how it works. For example, like I said, the traffic system, they don't care what you think or what you feel, the way you should drive. Yes? So you can say, okay, I feel like having a lot of beer today, and I'm going to drive the way I like. I'm going to not care about any traffic, any red lights. Yes, I'm going to, because I don't want to be slowed down. So I'm going to break all the red traffic lights, and I'm going to just go and drive the way I want. Do you think they'll accept that?
Obviously, there are consequences for your actions.
There you go.
This is a system that is proven, like you can know it's a physical, tangible system, and God is intangible. He is not physical, present in this world. I have to have faith in Him to believe in Him. I don't have to have faith in the system to know that I'm going to get arrested if I don't drive. I would have to have faith in God to feel like I'm going to go to hell after I die.
Yeah, no, that's a good response. Look, obviously you see things in this world, and you know the choices that you're making, and you know the consequences. The whole idea of a religion, yes, so in Islam we are told that this life is a test. Yes, so just like you would go to an examination and then you would give a test, would you expect your teacher to pass everyone?
Actually, yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether they worked hard for the exams or not?
Well, obviously, if they worked hard, they should pass. But also, I think, God is a God of mercy, right?
No, the question was about the teacher.
Okay, well, metaphors are imperfect, right?
It's not a metaphor, it's a real life situation.
Oh, well, I don't know.
It's not a hypothetical question.
Okay.
It's a real, so you've been to college, university, yeah?
Yeah.
And you know that teacher doesn't pass everyone. That's the reality of life.
I've had teachers who do both, and the teachers I like better are the teachers that pass everyone.
So you're saying those people who didn't write a single answer on the exam, on the sheet, the teacher passed them as well. Seriously?
Yeah, those students don't usually show up to
I think
the
that teacher should be fired.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because, because what it shows injustice. Yes? Imagine the other students who did work hard. Yes, they studied the whole year and they worked really hard to pass the exam. And you're saying this teacher at the end of term comes along, doesn't care about what anyone has, whether they worked hard or not, and the teacher just passes everyone. I think that teacher will certainly be fired from any college or university. I don't know which teacher you're talking about, but let's be realistic. That's not the real world situation, right? Even if it's an exception, but exceptions don't make a rule. We are talking about the real life situation. No teacher in the right mind would pass everyone. The whole idea of a test or examination is to see how much you have understood, how much you have learned. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the test is pointless, is it not? If everyone passes all the time, why would people even bother going through the test? Teacher, just pass me. Yes? You know me, I'm a good person. Doesn't work like that. Am I right? Yeah?
Maybe.
Not maybe, that's a fact. Unless you want to deny the actual reality of this world. Okay? It's not, like I said, from the very start, this is not about winning points. This is about being sincere.
Sure.
Yes? Because at the end of the day, look, trust me, if there was a life after death, and we talked about the two scenarios where there is no life after death and we both die, then none of us really lose out, is it?
Right.
But if there really is a life after death and you face God and you face the judgment, then who's taking the bigger risk? The one who prepared for that test, for that day of judgment, or the one who said, I want to lead the life the way I want?
I just don't think I believe that there is a test.
Yes.
No, but that's your personal view, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, again, subjective. Remember I gave you the two scenarios? So your scenario was already covered in that first scenario where there is no life after death and there is no test. So we have already covered that. Now I've switched the scenario where you will have a life after that and there will be a judgment. So who really is taking the bigger risk? The one who prepared for it,
I guess.
like in the test, or the one who never prepared for it?
I guess me. I guess I never.
No, it's not about you personally, trust me.
Right.
This is not about you personally.
course.
That's the reason I never mention if you, like I said, you personally in that sense. It is about everyone.
Yeah.
Okay? So those people who want to lead their life with their own, based on their own whims and desires, then surely on the day of judgment, they have got nothing as defense against God. Because you see, for you to be a good person, and you don't need to follow a religion in most cases. Yes? You can be an atheist and be a good person.
Yeah.
But in the sight of God, you know what is the biggest sin? What is the biggest crime?
What is it?
Is to associate others in worship with Him. And what does that mean? I don't mean another God only. Yes, even though that is the prime reason, yes, to say that God will not accept your worship if you worship others who are not really God. So when I say God, I mean people, they worship all sorts of things. They can worship, for example, money, material. They can, I don't know, some people are more inclined to collect a lot of wealth, and for them that is all that matters. Yes, and that basically is their God. They have made that their God because they worked hard all their life, and that was the prime focus. Yes?
Yeah.
And a God is someone who seeks adoration, who seeks your attention. So this is what I'm saying. So on the day of judgment, I think in order to be in a position where you are not taking maximum risk like you are now, yes? And like I said, this is not only you personally, this message is for everyone who thinks in the same. And trust me, you're not the first one, and you won't be the last one.
No.
Yes? There are many people who think like that. So as a person, God has given us intellect. God has given us the ability and the faculty of reasoning. So it's only fair that you seek out, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay. You seek out the true God. Yes? And this is left up to you.
Yeah.
Yes? I don't know. Read the Quran, for example. Have you ever read the Quran?
I've read some of it.
Yeah? What do you remember from what you read?
I remember it's really just about taking care of each other.
Okay. Is that it? Okay. Which is, yeah.
I mean, make your point though.
Yeah, so basically the Quran is, like I said, the guidance. It's a book which tells you about how to please God, how to attain salvation, how to pass the test, basically.
Yeah.
You know the scenario of the test?
Yep.
Yes, how to pass that. Just like you at your university, you would study certain books because the teacher has recommended those books. Then if you read them, your teacher says you're going to pass the test. Yes? But if you don't, then you're going to fail. So this book, the Quran, is what will help you pass that test. On the day of judgment, then you will stand a chance. Yes? Like I said, only God is the one who is going to judge. Not me, not anybody here, not you, no one but Him. And that's why it's called the day of judgment. So all we are saying is that in order for you to minimize, I know you guys are young, quite young, okay? And this is something that we all go through life, yes? Not everyone wakes up in the morning and thinks, which God should I worship now? Okay, maybe that's not the priority in your life right now. But like I said, because this, at the end of the day, this is once you die and you're going to be in front of God. And by the way, this life is temporary, isn't it?
Yep.
The life in the hereafter is going to be eternal. Okay? We normally, when we travel, we don't prepare for the transit destination. We prepare for the main destination, isn't it? So if you come from America via, say, I don't know, the Caribbean, for example, and in the Caribbean you're just going to have a transit, yes, but your main destination is England, then when you came from America, when you prepared your luggage, you packed for England, not for Caribbean, yes? Maybe a few clothes for there, but most of your clothes might be for this main destination. Similarly, because our life, like I said, is temporary, it's limited, maybe 80, 100 years, I don't know, max, then what? So person who thinks rationally, logically, they will prepare for the main destination. And that's why I say, prepare for the hereafter, go and seek knowledge, seek out the truth, and this is up to every person. We have a lot of, options today with the internet, with people around, with your travels, seek out the truth. So yeah, I think we covered most of the points. You guys got any questions?
No, but thank you for a good discussion.
Yeah. Would you like a free copy of the Quran if I give you?
Sure, I would take it.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I like free books. I got one.
You like free books? Good. Make sure you both read it.
I got only like 30.
Get 2, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
What's your name, by the way?
I'm Joe.
Joe, you are?
Emily.
Ebony. Very nice meeting you guys. So my friend's just going to get the Quran, and hold on. He's going to get it. It's just over there actually, just on the table. So how was your trip so far?
Good.
Good.
Done a lot of museums, done a lot of shows and movies. It's been fun.
Okay. There you go. Those are free copies of the Qurans for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, next time you guys are here at Speakers Corner, do ask the Muslims, or in your country as well. Which place in the US you guys are from?
Utah.
Utah. Okay, I'm sure there are Muslims there. Maybe less?
There's mostly in Salt Lake, but yeah, there's some.
Yeah. So you guys got questions, you know where to go. You know, honestly, walk into any mosque, don't fear. Yes, because they'll be more than happy to help you guys out.